welcome back to our YouTube channel, Mano Vigyan. I'm your psychologist friend Shreya. So, as promised before, today we have come up with a new video that is food mood. So, we'll be talking about the journey of how food and mind are associated, which in turn there is variation in how we behave, how we feel, and the mood fluctuations we experience. Do we really experience mood fluctuations? Let us try to understand in this video. So before I begin this video, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe. So is food and mood associated to each other? So basically we see that usually we associate food with something physical element. That is, if you have too much of sugar, you will get diabetes. If you have too much of salt, you may end up having a BP. But very few talk about how the kind of food you eat is associated to your mood and behavior. So in this video, we'll be understanding in this detail. So this is a small article that is given by Jacqueline H. Flaxroot. So he's a scholar. So basically here he talks about how food and mood plays a very complex but an interesting relationship. He also specifies how it is seen that only the physical aspect of food is seen, but not the psychological aspect or the mood aspect. He says that when you have food that are high in carbohydrates, high in fats, especially the carbohydrates, it leads to more of stress. But when an individual eats food that are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, it can be seen that there's a positive relationship with the mood. So therefore, the kind of food you eat matters a lot. And he also talks about the serotonin therapy. So what is the serotonin? Serotonin is nothing but a neurotransmitter and a hormone that is directly associated to our mood, how we behave, and that is directly supplied to the brain, from the brain to all over the body. So he came up with the serotonin theory. So he says that what kind of food you eat has an influence on the serotonin. That is, foods that are rich in serotonin are plum, berries, bananas, pomegranates. So when you have food that are rich in serotonin, that helps you to secrete more of serotonin hormone. Obviously, your mood is more positive and it gets regulated. So this article talks about this and I have presented it in brief. So let us try to understand how food and mood is connected from an expert. So she is Dr. Uma Naidu. So Uma Naidu is a certified psychiatrist. She's a professionally trained chef and a nutrition specialist. So she published a book which is named as The Food Mood Connection. That is how food is connected to your mood. So it is very interesting to learn that she talks about number of foods that helps in preventing a range of mental health issues, from depression to attention deficit disorder to OCD, that is obsessive compulsive disorder, and many more. So some of her recommendations are quite interesting and surprising. Definitely, even I didn't know about it. So when you consume excessive vitamin D, that leads to anxiety. And blueberries are those berries that can help you to cope with post-traumatic stress disorder. So when an individual consumes food that is high in sugar, that is high in sugar, and as well as processed food. So processed food is something like you have this chocolates, not just chocolates. This There are so many processed foods that you see, the burgers, the French fries. So all these are processed foods. So what happens when you have something like these kind of food? That leads to worsening of depression. If a person is suffering from depression, then it is going to worsen it, and then it also leads to increase of lethargy. Lethargy is nothing but you don't feel like doing anything, you just want to sit in one place, that's it. You don't have the kind of the need or the urge to get up and do something. So these are some of the processed foods. As I said, pizzas, burgers, donuts. So all these are processed foods. So when an individual eats healthy food, that is the opposite of the processed foods. What are those healthy foods? Healthy foods are nothing but your fruits, your vegetables, protein-rich diet like eggs, meat, then unprocessed grains, then seafood, or things that are low in dairy. And what happens when you have these kind of food is that once you eat something healthy, you just don't feel good physically as well as emotionally, because when you have something that not just helps you physically, but it makes you feel better emotionally. So these are the healthy food. As you can see, milk, meat, eggs, fruits and veggies. So these are some of the healthy foods that will help you to increase your emotional well-being in a very balanced way, and as well as it will help you to improve your serotonin level. So another group of food that is very interesting, especially that we see prominently in our Indian foods, is probiotics. Probiotics are nothing but it's the good bacteria. Okay, it's a good bacteria that is inside our gut, and gut means the digestive system, where it helps the body to fight or suppress the harmful microbes or the harmful chemicals. So you may be wondering, where do I get these kind of food that are rich in probiotics? You need not go to any international food or some fancy vegetables. That is very much seen in our Indian kitchens. That is the idli we have, the dosas we have, the dhoklas we have, pickles. These are all rich in probiotics. Why? Because fermentation takes place in these food items. So what happens during the fermentation is the good bacteria gets developed here. So when good bacteria gets developed, these foods become very rich in probiotics. So probiotics helps to fight the bad bacteria, and as well as it helps the mind to function properly, because it is trying to fight against the bad bacteria and the good bacteria enters you, so the serotonin levels in your body gets balanced. So these are some of the fermented foods, as I said, that pickles, the roti, dal, dhokla, and even in, I think, in Chinese or Japanese food you will see that kimchi. So these are the fermented foods that are extremely amazing, not just for your physical health, but as well as for your mental health. So I hope you like this small video, which was regarding how food is associated with mood. That is, whatever you eat, does it really have an impact on our mood? So I really hope you like this video. If you have liked this video, please do like, comments that we can improve upon our upcoming videos, shares that we can reach to more number of people with these kind of interesting concepts, subscribe, and yes, don't forget to hit the bell button so that you'll be first one to see our videos. So until the next time, you take care, stay happy, stay positive. Bye bye.